So, I wanted to come on here and, you know, just, um, give my thoughts, on something I tried talking about at the end of um, the work vlog, if you will, and everything. Um, but yeah, I thought honestly my troubles with the buses were over, right? You know, I'm going to work at Coles temporarily, hopefully permanently. Pray that it is permanent and it's at the hours I'm using right now. But I thought, I was done with that. And for a while, it seemed like that, to be the case. But over the past couple of months, if not within the past month or so, things started to change again. Things started to feel a little familiar. For example, I think it was around last month of the year of September. My sister dropped me off over at the bus stop, across from Walmart because there's two bus stops. There's one, right, right on the sidewalk when you're going up to Walmart. You turn into Walmart, if you will, and then there's one across the street. Now the bench that was there is not there anymore. I don't know if somebody stole it or something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, long story short, about last month, end of September, she drops me off there. There, she drops me off there. I think it is the end of September, or at least towards the end of September. She drops me off there, and the bus that's supposed to be there, because I check the bus basically with my phone here. I check the bus with my phone. I go on. You see if I can bring it up. And Frank Hill sent me a message. I'll check that in a moment. But I go and use this right here. This app right here. I don't know if you can see that. That app right there, the map. So I use that, and I put in my street number, my phone number, and everything. Well, not my phone number, but my street address, I should say. And then it'll tell me like, okay, what time the bus is going to be here, right? So let's say I'm doing that. Okay, so let's see now. Let's say we're going from there we go, South Second Street. That's basically where the initial bus rest is. So it should have the other times here. Should have the other times. Let's see. Because I gotta basically be like when I depart and everything, right? So let's see, depart. Let's say go 3. Say 30. Let's put it that way. So right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. It says 312, right? 311, 312. Well, that's when it goes to the park, and I'll talk about that in a second. But as it's going that way, it's got other stops to do, right? It's got other stops to do. So outside of that is where on the bus. This is what it's okay. Let me see. Bring that here. Bring that up. Okay, it should pop up with what's on there. So right here, this Ward Avenue and McCaffrey Drive. This Ward Avenue and McCaffrey Drive right there. Again, I don't know if you can see that really well. I do apologize. That Ward Avenue and McCaffrey Drive. That right there. This one right here says 319. Well, about a little over a month and a half ago, I'll put it that way. My sister dropped me off at that bus stop, which is across the street from Walmart. And I waited there and I checked on that app there and it told me, because you saw it right there, it would say, in parentheses, it would say on time. Or it's on time, right? Like it's right on time, it'll be there when it should be. Well, sometimes it'll also say if it's early. If it's early, that's good. Sometimes it'll say it's delayed. If it's delayed, okay, what's going on? Well, on that day, it was delayed massively to the point that after the time it was calculated, or it was estimated to arrive via delay, it didn't show up. So I had to wait at least another 40 something minutes or so for the next bus to show up. And then I find out that that bus, the initial bus before it, because I had to take the 419 bus, I think the 419, 415 bus, something like that. And I find out that the one that was supposed to be there before them, the 319, 320, got lost. Basically, the new driver got lost. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, good. I'm thinking to myself, oh, great, not again, right? So after that, it didn't happen for a while. It didn't happen for the next month or so. I'm thinking, okay, I'm in the clear. But then this past Tuesday, it happened again, kind of. What happened is I'm waiting for the bus, right? So I decided, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a vlog, and not vlog, but I'm going to do a video. And that's the video I did on the CW getting WWE NXT. So I do the video, right? I do the video, and I see the bus is coming up. So I end the video, say what I have to say. I go up to the bus, and the bus, instead of like parking straight, because it's got room. Well, it's got a little bit of room. The bus before it, which is the 40 bus that goes between Modesto, Grayson, and Wesley, is right there, but it's pulling out. So you think that bus, the 45 that goes to Newman, would, pull up a little bit more so people can board. Well, this guy doesn't pull up that much. He just turns slightly, just enough for people to board or come off. And he talks to a father and a daughter. So I can assume he was distracted. And what happened is instead of after talking to them and then looking and saying, oh, there's somebody there, let me go forward and, so they can board. Instead, he closes the door after, he tells them he's not the 45 to turn lock apparently. So he closes the door and instead of, like I said, moving forward, to let people like me board, give us a more easier way to board, he just keeps going. He keeps going. And I'm running after, yelling at him, saying, hey, hey, you forgot me, and he doesn't stop, well, initially I thought he was going to stop, like he probably saw me or somebody pointed me out. Didn't happen. So here's what I had to do. I had to basically, because I tried running after it, to see if I can get its attention. As soon as it got to the turn, to go on to, as soon as it got into the turn area, like here, what can I use for an example? Okay, like here I am coming up to like here's the bus going down this, and here I am right on this side, on the sidewalk running up to it. So it's right here. It's about to turn to go around the roundabout, and I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna see me. He probably saw me, so I'm thinking he's gonna open the door. Didn't do that. He didn't open the doors. He didn't see me. Didn't open the doors, and he just kept going around the runabout. Just basically went on to his route. So what did I do? Well, knowing the bus, route, as well as I do, knowing the bus route as well as I do, I decide to run, power walk, jog, run, if you will, to the Chevrolet, off of Sperry, because that's the last bus stop before it goes on the Highway 33 to take me back. So I power walk, jog over to that one, and that's when I'm finally able to catch him, because I'm getting ahead of him. I'm thinking, okay, he's got another stop coming up across from Los Palmas Elementary. He's got a stop coming up in a little around the senior center. He's got another stop, you know, when he gets over to across from Walmart. So he's got like three initial stops, right? Before this, before the Chevrolet one, and he's got another one actually before that too. So he's got four initial stops. One across from Las Palmas Elementary, one near the senior center, one across from Walmart, and one a little before he gets to the Chevrolet. So I'm basically power walking myself down there. It doesn't take me too long, and I sit there and I see and it's not even like 4 or 5 minutes after I sit down. Here comes the bus. I have to wave it down, basically saying, "Hey, here I am." Now I didn't say nothing initially, but I'm guaranteeing you, after who I saw driving the bus on Wednesday, I can say I'm not the only one that had this issue because he wasn't driving it on Wednesday. He wasn't. So Tuesday was interesting. Wednesday was okay. Wednesday went as fine, went as good as it should. Normal and everything. But then yesterday was interesting because, like I said, I thought my troubles with the buses were done, but apparently Stan RTA does not, and it's not just them either, but any bus corporation out there, company out there, does not get it that if you're going to hire people to drive your buses of any kind, you need to train, especially with fixed routes, you need to train them on what that route is about. You need to train them. That's right, you need to train them. Because what happened here was it shows me on my app, okay, bus is delayed. I'm thinking, okay, it's delayed, it'll be here by 3:40 something, right? Well, it doesn't show up when it's supposed to, even delayed. It shows up a little after. So what's crazy about this guy shows up and he's got this family on board with him, and this family's got a bunch of kids, very active. One that's apparently in Head Start or just starting Head Start or something like that, is crying her eyes off later on. But anyway, long story short, this guy, I go on the bus because that's my initial thought: get on the bus and go, right? This guy doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't. Because here's what he does. So he goes around the runabout initially, and I'm thinking, okay, good, he knows that. But then when he goes all the way down, instead of going straight like he should, as soon as he hits around where the Mountain Mike's Pizza and the senior, Mountain Mike's Pizza is, and all that, you know, or at least across from it, Starbucks and all that intersection. Instead of going straight like normal, he instead starts to turn. He turns to the left. And then he gets all the way down to where the McDonald's is that they're working on right now, remodeling, and then he turns to the right. You know, when yeah, does he turn to the right? Yeah, he does. He does turn to the right, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna just turn around. Maybe he realized he made a mistake. Nope, he just kept going and going, and then finally he just pulled to the side, called up the people because his mic wasn't working, and told him what was going on. And apparently, he had issues with a previous bus in Turlock that he had to switch over to the one he was driving. So he had to go meet up with another person, basically, who was just starting the 45 route to Newman. And, well, yeah, it was one of those days. It was one of those kind of days. And this lady was new too, but she knew the route a lot better. My only complaint is they need to basically fix this kind of stuff.